So let's get started with the ice dance, the talk of Finlandia Trophy. Gilles and Poirier are unable to clinch that top spot like they wanted to and must settle for the silver. The new French supergroup of Fournier Beaudry and Cizeron make it double gold in their first Grand Prix run, unheard of in this field. And USA Zingas and Kolesnik claim bronze and their first trip to the Grand Prix final in only their fourth season together. Kaetlyn, before we get into the ice dance event, we got to talk about the tech panel yet again, because if we thought Skate America was bad, Finlandia Trophy was egregious. Starting with the rhythm dance, only two teams, and they are American teams, Zingas and Kolesnik, and the Shubutanis received 2 on their pattern step sequence, while only one, and that was Zingas again, received the 2 on their midline step, and a full 2 because both the men and women get a level there. And the free dance was not much better, missing twizzles, missing lifts. Level 1 step sequences. These are the teams that might be on the podium at the Olympics getting level 1. And what's interesting about this is that the technical controller is the same one as Skate America. Sean Radstadt, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is the ISU Dance Tech Chair for the technical committee. So a lot of things going on. The skaters were confused, the fans were confused, coaches were confused. And don't just take my words for it, because the top 2 teams, their partners, spoke out. Piper Gilles had this to say during the rhythm dance press conference. It's really unfortunate the top athletes in the world are getting level 1s in their pattern step. We are all working really hard, but we are made to feel a little bit like junior skaters. And then talking about the crossroads that this sport is at. So there are just moments in our sport that we've lost the connection to who's watching, and also the connection between who is controlling our fate. Kaetlyn, Guillaume Cizeron had even more choice words. I got long quotes, but I got to read this. Of course I'm angry, says Cizeron in a press conference. I see some strange games being played that are destroying ice dance. I don't think I've ever been to a competition like this in my career from a judging standpoint. Everyone's working like crazy, and now I see disappointment on their faces. Many are giving up. And I can kind of affirm that sentiment, because I talked to Piper after this event, and she says that many of the ice dance girls were crying in the change room, kind of like what you were in. And Kaetlyn, like, when top skaters are speaking out about the status of their discipline and sport, that is really, really, really big for a lot of reasons.
It is really big. And as skaters, we often bite our tongues regarding some edge calls or level calls or something that happened on the technical panel that day, because, well, maybe it did happen, or maybe they saw something we didn't feel, or that the replay doesn't quite show. But when it's to the point that you actually have no idea what happened, and no matter how much you train, how much you work, especially on an Olympic year when, like, you're picking everything apart left, right, and center, to feel that discouraged after an event, if the skaters aren't going to be into it, the audience won't be either, and then the fans won't be. And it is just really difficult to watch.
It's yeah, we want fairness in this sport, but I think that just ice dance is at a point where so many things are happening. It's just like this jumble of rules and regulations and things like that. It kills the creativity. But of course, the tech was completely crazy. So let's talk about the performances and what they made us feel. Starting with Piper Gilles and Paul Poirier, their rhythm dance, this supermodel of the world, RuPaul, was absolutely phenomenal. You can see the changes they made since Skate Canada. And right here on the twizzles is where they really, really got hit hard. Piper in the second twizzles checks, and I think her arms bobble a little bit, but she gets a base for this. A base for a multi-world medalist. that is enough to make your skin crawl. And then right before this adorable butt jiggle, is there pattern step where Paul does the back bracket, a really hard turn, but his ankle is on the ground. I don't see where they weren't even able to get a level 2. This is why I find it kind of very disrespectful. Their lift, their ending lift, the only level 4 they got out of 5 elements. But I think what I loved about this rhythm dance, Kaetlyn, is that the ossification has begun. I thought that at Skate Canada, it could have been more, especially from Paul. And here I want to sachet.
I couldn't stop watching Paul. I wanted to watch Piper. She was my roommate at all competitions and I love her, but I couldn't stop watching Paul. And I do agree. At Ski Canada, it seemed like they were still nervous about the performance or trying to figure out their performance a little bit more. But here they just went all out. And I think it was incredible.
Yes, I think this is one of my top rhythm dances of the season. And they do have the high score, 85 and change for the rhythm dance so far this season. So, we'll see what happens at the Grand Prix final. But let's talk about their free dance, their Vincent reimagined. Disaster happened at Skate Canada with that lift. Here they added a lot of changes. That lift is no longer there. I find that this program now has that freedom and performance that we really want to see in a program like Vincent that really touches you. Here they're doing their choreographed hydro slide. That used to be a drag sequence, keeping a lot of speed now. It just had much more power and flow, and they really created a moment here in Helsinki. But again, Twizzles, I think Piper lost this one as well. But despite that, I think that this was just such a good performance for them. And at the end of this stellar performance in the Kiss and Cry, they held up a picture of their coach, Donna Ijima, who was also my coach from a very young age. She started coaching me at around 7 years old. Development coach for all the skaters. She was tough, but she made us a skater. We are, and we miss you, Donna. And just looking at that picture of Donna, I know that she would be really upset with the scores and would go march over to the technical panel. She was about 5'2", 5'1" maybe on a good day, and but she was scary.
It's always the little ones you got to be careful of.
T. But let's head on to Guillaume and Laurence of France. They do it. 2 Grand Prix, 2 gold medals, first season back. This rhythm dance to Madonna, I loved it. It gave me everything. But they were not spared from the tech panel apocalypse. Their opening choreography was called a choreographed character step. When they have it written down, that is their last element. I think is just kind of where their position was on the ice. And what's even annoying about that is that this program has probably been looked at. You have the tech who watches your events, your practice, and they usually would warn you about this, but they did not. They just let them do it. And what's even stranger was that box was left open for so long. I think even the judges were confused. There was no green or no red. Again, level 1 step sequences here. Bracket looks pretty clean to me. Like those 2 turns should at least be a level 3. But Kaetlyn, I do love this program. I know you were a little bit on the fence when you saw it at France. How do you feel about it now?
I'm still on the fence.
Are you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Explain yourself.
I like their attitudes and their movement. I do feel like it's very much on 2 feet. And I do know that it says pose a million times in that program, but I feel like there's too much posing and not enough actual skating. But that could be a me thing.
I mean,
but I do love their free dance. Their free dance is beautiful. The movements are incredible. It goes by so fast where I want more. I always want more of this free dance.
Oh, it's very Moorish. Yeah, you just be like, how's it done already? Give me more. I'm not done crying and weeping. If I could press replay like that movie Click with Adam Sandler just to make them do it again, I would. I mean, I guess I could do that with YouTube. But they were fabulous. I love how they are able to make the simple so effective and powerful. Forget the scores. I know that they care. We also care, but the emotion that they left, in my living room when I was watching, I can't imagine what the feeling was in Helsinki. But Kaetlyn, 2 gold medals in your first Grand Prix run, that sends a huge message to the other ice dance teams.
Yeah, they kind of better watch out. I know they've been working really hard over the last number of years, but this team is in it to fight and battle.
Yeah, they're coming for your things, girls. Hold on tight. But let's quickly talk about the bronze medalists, Emilea Zingas and Vadym Kolesnik. Again, the rhythm dance is one of my favorite, Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. But this Romeo and Juliet, you already know how I feel about Romeo and Juliet. Don't like it. They make me love it. They have such clean lines. They kind of give me classic Russian style. I guess that's their tutelage under Igor Spielband. And they just have boundless amounts of energy. They're so sharp. They're kind of Davis and white coated for me. Like how they used to just come out like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, there's zero hesitation for anything, and they have so much awareness of each other, and the lines are just incredible. And I was watching the commentary, and Mark Henretti was very vocal about, they do double run-throughs every day. And I'm like, that sucks, but great for them. You can see it.
100% agree. That sucks. And oh no, please don't die, YouTube, because you are going to the final. They will be joining their teammates, Madison Chalk and Evan Bates. Zingas and Kolesnik just grab the bottom spot, just edging out the Joie and the Ga, who will not be returning to the Grand Prix final. But yeah, that ice dance event. Fakakta is what I called it on Twitter, and that's what it is. But hopefully, I think that the Grand Prix final is supposed to be the panel that they are expecting to have at the Olympics, so hopefully this will be different.